up, you guys, and welcome back to Toxic Tay with your favorite homegirl, The Taylor Made. Whew, y'all. This season we really gonna be honing in on consistency, making sure we consistently get the episodes up. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, last week was mad hectic for me. Just between my job and just getting life together. Like, I feel like I've been saying this like often on episodes when I do a late upload. It's always like, you know what I'm saying, just like working life. But for real, working full time while also trying to balance in being a content creator, it's, you know what I'm saying, it ain't for the weak. But we here, we doing it. We got an episode coming up this week. That's all that matters. We'll be back next week, you know what I'm saying, with a little wind down Wednesday for y'all. But for today, it's me, it's Toxic Tay, you know what I'm saying, solo dolo, and that's just how it played out. But yeah, we finna go ahead and jump straight into this episode because I feel like this the episode that I've been needing to have. I've been needing to say this, but you know what I'm saying, when you working on yourself, for me, when it comes to my platform, I talk about growth and healing, what it takes to truly become the best version of yourself, what it's like when you start to take self-faith into your life, what it's like when you choose, to let God lead the way in your life. And it's a process, for sure. It's a lot that go into it, as far as just becoming aware, becoming accountability and stuff, being able to change your verbiage about yourself, being able to change, the things that you do with yourself, but more importantly, being able to change the people that you have around yourself and allow access to. And it's just like, for me, I ain't about to hold y'all. Like, I am a big lover girl. Like, I love people so much. I love love. I would say I hope it's romantic, but I just feel like I love a girl because it's not even just romance that I'm in love with. Like, I'm just in love with the concept of love, showing up and being there for people. That's why support. That's why, being there for your people. That's why being loud. That's why confidence means so much to me, because all of it is symbolic of love. And for me, you know what I'm saying, as I've been on this journey with myself, I'm not even finna hold y'all. Like, I do feel like a lot of things have been moving forward. I do feel like there has been a lot of abundance to flow in my life, but I can't sit here and tell y'all, I can't help but to feel this small feeling of confusion as I've been doing all of this. And it's really been on some stuff like, you know what I'm saying, when I talk to God, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I feel like we're going in the right direction. I feel like I'm applying to doing the right things. Like, what's missing? And I think a lot of times when we start working on ourselves, we forget, as we are fine-tuning and implementing things in our new life, like, sometimes we do still carry and have pieces of our past life with us. And I don't say that to say anything other than, the standards that you set for yourself have to be universal. You can't pick and choose with them. You can't say, oh, well, I'm going to do this and carry myself like this, and only the new people that meet me from this point on is going to apply to. Like, no, that thing, it go forward and backwards. It's a back pay on it. Like, you feel me? And so when you really start to get in that bag with yourself, you start trying to elevate, you start doing better and stuff, you start embracing abundance and whatnot in your life. Like, a lot of the times, what causes us to slow up, what causes us to misstep, what causes us to be confused, what causes us to have our insecurities and stuff, a lot of times it don't really too much come from life or circumstances happening, but the people that we got around us. And when you have that real moment with yourself, when you really analyze who you letting have access to you, who you got and stuff in your corner, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like, the math ain't mathing. And being that Toxic Tay is all about authenticity, honesty, and vulnerability. More importantly, self-development. Like, I have to keep it being with y'all. Like, I don't feel like, while I don't feel like it was bad or relationships that weren't for me, I do feel like I was struggling with that. Like, you know what I'm saying, everybody eats, but just because you want to see the whole team eat don't mean niggas gotta have a seat at your table. And so that was real kind of like tough for me to have to like accept, or it's been tough for me having to accept that, everybody just can't have a seat. And that don't mean, you bad. That don't mean you a malicious individual. That don't even mean that you think you better than people. That just literally means like, everybody not meant to enjoy and have your feast. That don't mean they can't eat too. That don't mean, you can't clap for them. That don't mean you sometimes can't even let a nigga borrow a spoon. But as far as, just people that had that close proximity to you, that's really some things that you have to be willing to let change if you're going to truly want to keep getting better, keep getting abundance and stuff in your life. Because we always know how it go. We all know how it go. Same ish, different day. We know how life roll. We know the flow of it. And crazily enough, once you start to identify, your traumas and whatnot, once you start to realize there's something wrong with you, handling your triggers, it doesn't get easy. But as far as the shock behind getting triggered, like it comes to a minimum. It becomes more frustrated, like, I don't want to keep feeling this. I don't want to, keep experiencing these feelings. And, you become better able to figure out what's wrong with them. And then you do things like either go to therapy and stuff or whatnot, find healthier outlets, healthier coping skills. But when it comes to the people in our lives, the people we want access to, it's like, it really ain't no coping skill for dealing with people. For real. Like, those are where you have to make changes. You got to make real adjustments and stuff when you're dealing with others. And it ain't always like on something like, oh, they malicious, they bad, they can't be with me. Like, sometimes people just not for you. Sometimes you're not for them. Or sometimes it ain't even that, they ain't for you or you're not for them. Just some people meant to be placed at a distance. Some people meant to be closer to you, I'm just saying? It depends on the relationship. And I know for me, like, just being on this journey with myself and really being able to, like, hone in and embrace that has been mad hard because, again, like, I love people. I be wanting to have people around me. Don't nobody want to be lonely. Don't nobody want to be alone and stuff. But there's a difference in being lonely and being alone, There is a certain level of time to yourself, time with yourself that you had to have on that journey and stuff with yourself that's not meant for everybody else. And that's not the same as the time and spaces, when it's time for you to remove yourself from other people, when it's time to get people around you. Like, nah, take a time for yourself is entirely different than that. But, when it starts to be like, okay, I know what it looks like when I'm taking time for myself. And then you start to transition back into your relationships. And you're like, okay, I've been taking this time for myself. I've been doing this and that with myself. And, these relationships, they're rising up. They're able to maintain their consistency. They're able to grow and elevate with me. But for some reason, it's like these pockets of relationships right here, I'm finding friction and stuff with them. I put a boundary here and get pushed back there. I say I want this and want that, and they don't change this and don't change that. Or, how they carry themselves in this and that way, and now conflicts with how I'm trying to carry myself in this and that way. And so, what I'm saying? You got to have those real moments, those real talks with yourself where you just, you got to be ready to do the work, ready to put the distance there, ready to let go, ready to walk away. Or sometimes ready, to open your arms and accept more. Because sometimes, what I start to realize in that same breath is recognizing, people and relationships that need to be put at a distance, that don't deserve or don't need to be in proximity to you anymore. It's also those relationships that need to be closer. You need to bring them in. And both of them take a little work and stuff. Like, I wish I could sit here and tell y'all that, oh, letting go is just mad easy process. It's as simple as waking up one day and realize, yeah, I'm on that. I ain't really rocking with that no more. Like, yeah, about to slide. And I wish I could sit here and tell y'all it's easy to be like, oh my God, great and amazing things are coming for me. Great and amazing people are coming towards me. Let me open my arms and embrace them. Like, nah, it do not go like that because, the thing about learning your bad is learning how to receive your good. And that's a whole process to it as well. But I'm going to tell y'all, if you're in the process and you're trying to accept the better and good about your life, sometimes it's hard to make room for that if you still, you got your exceptions here and there. You picking and choosing here and there. You applying, your boundaries and your standards for yourself here and there, but not here and there. You letting this and that person off the hook with how they go about treating you or whatnot. Whereas you look at your other relationships and you like, dang, like, I'm applying standards and stuff here and they rising up, they coming with me. Why they can't do the same? And I think, for a lot of us, when you start factoring in things, times like history and stuff, like for me, being that I feel like, I have been one of those, I ain't gonna say unfortunate souls. I'm just one of them people like, letting people go has been a theme in my life. And it hit a point where I was like, yeah, like I'm doing what's best for me. Like, what I'm saying? I'm just letting, I'm just letting them go. And then I also hit this phase where I was just like, yo, like, is it me? Am I the problem? Like, because I'm the one that's having to cut everybody off. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one that be having to walk away from stuff. So what's really going on? And in that, yes, like, I realized, yeah, I am the problem. Because when you start doing better with yourself, you start wanting more. Like, everybody not on that same tip. And ain't even to sit there and say, like, everybody don't want better for you, don't want to see you do good and stuff. And like, this is where you start realizing people got different mindsets than you. People not trying to get down the same way you trying to get down with yourself. They not trying to hustle the same way you trying to hustle with yourself. Them people that ain't for you. And I feel like a lot of times, when we do use verbiage and stuff like, oh, I got to cut this person off. Oh, I had to let go of that person and whatnot. I do think sometimes it makes us take on a more of a negative connotation to the process of moving on and moving forward with people than what it really is. Because, so sometimes it's really on some things like, it could be all love. I love you, but I can't ride with you no more. I love you, but stay off from around me, I love you, but it's at a distance. And all those things are okay and fine. It's just, getting in the headspace, getting in that mode with yourself where you're able to do that and do it in a healthy way. Because, again, like, what I'm saying, going back to season 1 and season 2, like, we don't want to go about doing things where, we're doing it with a hard heart. We're doing it with resentment and stuff. we're doing it out of malice. You know, we want to start making sure that we're doing things, you know, from a place of purity, a place of understanding, places of forgiveness, places of self-acceptance and self-awareness. So, you know what I'm saying, y'all, like, this week been on one. It's been on one this week. I swear. All in good grace though, because you know I tell y'all every episode, all things come together for your good. It's getting bigger. It's getting better out here and stuff. It's just, you know, you got the highs and lows to it. I won't even say that this week been on a low. More so, it's just been cruising. And as I'm cruising, and I'm noticing the signs and the exits and stuff that I need to take, like, yeah, it's all making sense. So I know this is probably one of my shorter and quicker episodes, because I ain't gonna hold y'all with this week being jam-packed. Like, y'all really getting this episode probably about, yeah. I just know this is a same day episode as well. But yeah, y'all getting this episode a little minute before it's time for it to drop. But that's all good though. It's all cool. I feel like, you know, y'all get more out of me too when I come from y'all from a little bit more. I won't say my true or my real self, because y'all get my true and real self every day. But I think when y'all get more of my, like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got the answers, I ain't got it all together. Now I be a little off sometimes around here too. Like, you know, it ain't always, oh, we looking forward to abundance, we moving into better. Like, it ain't always that. Sometimes it's like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying, we got to recalculate some things right now. We having to readjust and redo some things. You know what I'm saying? Because growth is not linear. I say that every episode too. Growth is not linear. So for sure, y'all definitely catching me on one of those going around the curve episodes. So I hope that this did something for y'all. I hope that you get something from it. And I hope that y'all, you know, whatever you gotta do for yourself, do it. I don't know who need to hear this, but do what you gotta do for yourself. Whether that's spending more time with yourself, spending more time with the people that's for you, or just simply learning how to walk away from things. Do what you gotta do for yourself. And I will see y'all next week for another episode of Toxic Tay with your favorite homegirl, D Taylor Made. And thank y'all so much for tuning in.